Fantasy Rap
with Austin and Ozzy.
Oh, I just love those boys.
Hey everyone, this is Fantasy Rap, and I'm your host Ozzy.
And I'm your co-host Austin.
You can find us on fantasyrap.com. That is fantasywrap.com. Hey everybody, welcome to week 15 of the fantasy season. The regular season for most people is over with. It's time for the playoffs.
Yep.
How'd you do this week?
I think I went 3-1. I think I won in both of the dynasty, or did I lose in our dynasty league?
No, you won.
I did. Okay. I don't remember. I knew I was in playoffs regardless, so I didn't really pay attention that much. I was eliminated from playoffs like 2 weeks ago in my other dynasty league with Nick. So that one now I had traded away my first round pick next year. It was a first and Kendra Miller, who tore his ACL or blew his knee up, for Breece Hall, who at the time there was all the talk about, all the buzz was starting to get a little louder about him getting traded before the deadline or at the deadline, and they traded everybody else from the Jets, but there's still a really good possibility that in the offseason, because he's a free agent, that he moves. So essentially I just gave up a middle first for somebody who could potentially go to a team that will actually be able to block for him and and utilize his strengths, so,
and have a quarterback that can actually throw, so that you're not automatically trying to tackle him.
I'd make that trade any day. And then missed playoffs by 2 places or a place in our Yahoo league.
Oh no, by points.
Yeah,
it's top 6.
Okay, so
you were 7th. You were tied for 6th, but you lost by like 30 points.
Yeah. So missed there, and then in the main Yahoo league, Brittany and I were both. She was in first. I was in second. We both lost, so now we're in third and fourth.
And you get to play this week.
And we get to play this week. The top 2 teams, the number 1 and the number 2, both get a bye, and then in the consolation, 7 and 8 both get a bye. So Isaac, I believe, has a bye this week, but he's in the consolation.
Good job, Isaac.
Yeah, he missed out by his was the same as me in our Yahoo league, where he just missed by points. He was winning games and putting up points towards the end of the season. He just wasn't enough.
He must have given up on that and tried harder in our dynasty.
His dynasty team is really good. I think, obviously, who would have thought that to take out undefeated Honcho was going to only take like 140 points.
I know.
Because
he's
the guy putting up 190 plus every single week.
Did you see my score?
I didn't see yours. Was that against the guy who put up like 240?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't matter. I scored 67, I think, because I didn't want to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So I went 2-1. The one, like we just said. Yep. So the regular season finished out. I have the first, second, third, and fourth picks plus Isaac's pick in the first round.
Okay.
So
probably 9 or 10 potentially.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a second round loss because he's got a bye also, and then I've got his second and a couple of other seconds in my second. So
full blown rebuild.
Yeah. Well, and we knew it. I still have some good pieces.
Yeah.
That's indisputable.
Yeah. So you're retooling.
Right, I'm retooling.
Reloading is what actually that's the term they use when that's like I forget what team it was. They've been reloading for the last 7 years.
Yeah. But I may not try hard next year also because I've got 4 more first round picks next year. After this coming off season.
Unless you get some good offers for those picks.
Yeah.
Same with this draft. If you get a crazy offer for one of those, 3 or 4, but again, depends on what your plan is.
Yeah, you look at my team. I've still got Travion Henderson. I've got two very capable quarterbacks in Stafford and C.J. Stroud for now. I may draft a QB. Yeah. I may just let it ride. I've still got A.J. Brown. I've got a lot of young. I'm trying to think of the wide receiver for Tampa. Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Don't you have Brian Thomas Jr. in that?
Oh, I have Brian Thomas Jr. So, I've got a lot of good players. I've got Tucker Kraft. So when he comes back, I've got Gadsden.
Yeah.
So the pieces are there. I would probably still be competitive if I played some of those guys.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to lose because obviously I wasn't going to probably win it with all of the stuff I sent out.
Yep.
In my other two, the 30-some plus year league, ended up 11-3. So, but there are no buys. Oh. So I play right away against the team I just beat this week. And I'm already 2-0 against them because I ran the table in my division. I went 6-0 in my division. And then in the Yahoo League, I'm the 1 seed, so I get a bye this week. Yep. So it turned out well.
Yeah.
Pretty much what I wanted. I got rid of some old players in our Dynasty League and players who I don't feel comfortable. Well, a player, Lamar Jackson, who I don't feel comfortable with long term because of the potential for injury.
Yeah.
So
injury and Derrick Henry's getting old.
Oh yeah.
They've got some older linemen too in there. They've got and Zay Flowers from time to time can get it done, but they don't have a true number one. It's
right.
Another one of those. Green Bay, Baltimore, Buffalo. It's really kind of about it, but there's top tier quarterbacks that have no true number one receiver. Buffalo to me is one of the worst offenders of that, where you have Josh Allen, who could be he's going to be probably preseason front runner for MVP for the next 8 years, if he stays healthy.
Right.
But they just, again, whether it's money issues, cap issues with the team, but it's one of those teams, kind of like Green Bay almost, where
but they
just
went
refuse to go and get.
But they went out and drafted number 0.
Keon
Coleman.
Yeah, he's.
I get it.
They tried. Yes.
Right. It's not like they said, "Oh, we're going to just ride with what we've got."
Yeah.
Keon Coleman was supposed to be much better than he is,
Yeah.
and maybe he turns into something.
Yeah.
It's the same with the
get Diggs, but then and he was good for a year and a half, and then he turned into he didn't turn into.
He became a bigger diva.
His diva flared up.
I wonder if they've got a salve for that.
I don't know. But yeah,
so moving on to our injuries, we've got Daniel Jones, who will probably, I believe it's a done deal. He's on IR or out for the season. Torn Achilles,
playing on the broken or fractured fibula or whatever.
Fractured left fibula.
And that was his right Achilles, so it makes you wonder if it's one of those overcompensating.
Yep, probably. So they went out and they signed Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, because he's been retired for so long, he has to start on the practice squad. They can't just chuck him right into the lineup this week.
Okay.
I don't think.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And
it's probably about the worst matchup you could have this week, or one of them. It's Seattle.
Yeah.
Which is a very tough defense.
But they're in a position where, they can quickly fall out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
just a couple of weeks ago, they were the
one.
The one.
Yeah.
And
now I don't think they're going to make playoffs unless they get back to JT at the first 3 quarters of the season, where he was
right.
He was in the conversation for MVP,
and now he's gone.
Yeah. So if they can get back to that, and then make it so that whether it's Riley Leonard or 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who I think I saw a thing saying that Phillip Rivers' oldest kid is like a year older than Riley Leonard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I might actually come back or make an attempt to play football.
Oh.
I mean, 61.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably the same as some of those guys.
Flag or two-hand touch?
Actually, we played in an adult, well, it was an adult flag football league about, must be about 10 or 12 years ago now.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, were you an all-time quarterback?
No. I was a well. At first, I was a defensive lineman, and guys couldn't stop me squirting through the hole really fast and getting to the quarterback. I put so much pressure on the quarterback. Then they moved me to cornerback, and because of the speed and everything, and I don't know It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It really is. Even I would love to see, like we have 55 and over softball. I would love to see 55 and over flag football. Old man flag football.
Out there, but
I
probably in even bigger cities than
I don't know if we could get it around here. Yeah. But it seems like it would be a fun time.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
T. Higgins, he's in concussion protocol, and probably as most. Go ahead.
Didn't he come back in that game?
No, I don't believe so.
I
You're
thought he
thinking
had come-
of.
I thought T. Higgins had come back in that game.
I don't know. All I heard was he was, and maybe he did,
Yeah.
but
I can't remember. To me, it almost looked like he had come back in that game. But yeah, it was. I remember watching the play. Sideline. He was out of. I mean, it was snowing so hard you couldn't really tell where you were, and he made an attempt to catch the football. But he was like a whole yard or like 3-4 feet out of bounds, and when he came down, just the head snapped back, and smacked the grass or turf, whatever they play on in Buffalo there. And,
Football Guys has him out until week 16.
Oh.
So I mean, that's what they believe is going to happen.
Gotcha.
So, CeeDee Lamb, same position, concussion protocol.
Yeah, that one was. That was one of those two where the hands came up and he, it was...
Yeah, not severely, but you could tell
enough,
immediately that he was out cold.
Yep.
The way his head snapped and hit the ground, and
which
is too bad.
Yeah, Dallas has been actually playing really well. That offense has stayed the same, and their defense is actually playing
much better
than it was. Obviously, being one of the all-time worst to start the season.
Right.
But if he does miss, you hope George Pickens can pull his head out of his rear end.
Right.
And give an effort.
Right. And he has some people who are backing him up on it and saying blah 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 with this and that, and I'm like, you got to try harder. I mean, he looked disinterested in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Sherman. Richard
Sherman
Sherman ripped him.
Really ripped him. I mean, too, if you're George Pickens, I mean, you're playing for. I mean, they're paying you a bunch of money to play. But also, after this season, you're playing for
lots of cash,
gigantic contract for either not Dallas, or I have a feeling Dallas is going to try and do what they did with Dak and Zeke and basically everybody and franchise tag them until they say, I'm not going to play, and then pay them, but it's going to cost them even more. We were talking about that, I think it was the beginning of this season. Was it this off season they had all the drama with, or was that last year with Jamar and T? I think that was last season where I think they paid Jamar and they were waiting to pay T. Higgins, and they were going to franchise tag him, and then they ended up paying him, and it cost them more because the market keeps getting reset by other players. And Dallas is a huge offender of that too, where they wait till the absolute last minute, and it ends up costing them at least like $7 to $10 more million more dollars per year.
Yeah. I was going to say,
wait
not
so
just
long.
a set amount.
I've never understood. Like I would get like if it's like, okay, after this date, the cap hit is less. If we wait till this date to pay you, then the hit is less. And that is, you just go to your player. A guy like you said, like T. Higgins, he's been playing for you for what, 4 years now, 5 years now.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, we're gonna pay you, but after this date, the cap hit is less for whatever this next season or the season whatever it is. We're gonna pay you. Just hang on. But you don't even have to talk numbers at
structure the contract so that
but
I mean you can do it.
It's
instead of raising the cost.
You get the front offices like the Bills and or not the Bills, sorry, the Bengals and obviously it's Jerry Jones who he's but
one of the best in the business.
Talk to I mean, it's an employee. Yeah. You go talk to your player, your employee, and say, hey, we're gonna pay you. Just wait. We're waiting until this day because of this, and then once that day comes, then you start talking the numbers. Yeah. It just I don't understand the whole.
That might be
whether it's
collusion,
though. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a huge power struggle. Where it's I could see it with Jerry Jones being like, well, nobody tells me what to do and know how much I'm gonna pay you. But he ends up paying them what they wanted anyways.
Right.
It's just,
or more.
Yeah. It just makes you look dumb. So just if you got superstars and you want to keep them, pay them what they're worth and just pay them right away. Because in the end, it's going to end up saving you money. I mean, look at what they did with Mahomes. When his contract came out, it was the biggest, was it half
10 year,
$450
million.
Yeah. And now you look at it, it's not even that much per year.
No.
It's actually a pretty nice quarterback contract.
It
still gives you
it's unbelievable. Although I think they have given him more money
I'm sure
since then. But I mean, you almost have to. It's like there's no doubt he is one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's the best because I think that Josh Allen is better. Mm-hmm. And I think while Rodgers was playing at his prime, while Mahomes was in the league, Rodgers was better. Yeah. People are going to argue and say, well, he won how many rings and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It has nothing to do with it. I was talking with a New England fan, and I said, who is the best quarterback ever? And I said, I'm going to preface this. I said, Tom Brady is the GOAT, but he's the GOAT because he's got rings. Yep. What, seven rings?
6, I thought. Or did he get 7 with Tampa?
He got the 7th with Tampa, I think. Yeah. So I think he's got, 7 of his fingers with big old rings on them. But it's different. And I said, from a passing ability, just all around quarterback play, and he said, you're absolutely right. Rodgers is probably the best that's ever played.
Most football fans that actually somewhat understand the game of football. I mean, Brady himself has come out and said it too. He goes, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, the things that he could do were just insane. The accuracy.
Well, the accuracy. I sit there and you used to sit there and you'd see this go into a box that it was about, a foot by a foot, and it would be, that's the only place he could throw it, and it was there.
Yeah, I mean, the one that comes to my mind is that the Jared Cook on the sideline.
Oh yeah,
in the playoffs to beat the Cowboys, it was just that's one of the greatest throws I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but
I mean, and that's so hopefully and I was going to say that we look at CeeDee Lamb and or Higgins and Lamb and paying people and everything and George Pickens. Well, I had a nice talk with my dad last night, and we were discussing the Packers. I mean, he's a huge Packer fan still, and we were talking about Christian Watson. Well, we've got him for another year, right?
Okay.
So, and it's inexpensive. I think he's a $6 million cap hit.
Oh yeah.
We need to find a way to, this offseason, sign him to an extension.
I agree.
Because you can probably get him for less. I mean, just 2 years or at the beginning of 25 or whatever, we extended him for a year.
Oh yeah.
You know, they gave him 11 million in new money or something to make sure that I think to see if he was going to get how he was going to respond.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that he was back as early as he was and is playing at the level he is, is he in the discussion with T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens? No. But he could easily get 20 to 25 mil a year if he comes in. If we go after him and say, hey, how about 15 to 18 million for 4 additional years? Does he turn that money down? Especially playing with Jordan Love in the situation that he's in, where you can go get the 25 million a year, but you might be playing for one of the worst teams in football, and your stats may look like you played on one of the worst teams ever. And it doesn't do you any good for the next contract if you're going to even have one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Now, a lot of these guys sit there and they go, but 25 mil a year, I can do a lot. Well, you can do a lot with 18 million a year. Let me tell you. I mean, in my lifetime, I haven't made $3 million. So I think you would be okay at 15 to 18 mil a year. And I say that, and these guys always go out there and they want more and more and more. And they're just, some of them are so used to having nothing that they want everything. And it just, I don't get it. Next up, we've got Devon Achane, day-to-day with a rib. I don't believe it was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he was having a really good game up until that, and then Jalen Wright, he took over, which was a little surprising that, I mean, it had always been, up until really, I think last week, Wright got involved a little bit, and obviously they've got Ollie Gordon, who's their rookie, and he's looked very good in his limited opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So it was a little surprising to see that Jalen Wright came out because, they kind of gave him, a good run when Achane was injured. Was it 2 seasons ago now, or was it last year? They gave Wright a couple. Gave him like a game, like a full game, and he was horrible. And every time he's been on the field, he's looked bad. So,
but I think
it's just interesting to see.
Well, I think that you look at a Wright versus an Achane, they're similar.
Yeah,
and Ollie,
he's a big. Ollie is a big back.
You're right. He's a different type of back. He's not a first and second down kind of guy for the most part. So you're bringing in a guy who most resembles the player that's going out, which is why they also did it when Achane was injured.
That makes sense.
I think they see him as a potential replacement for Achane if Achane moves on from them or they move on from him. So next up we've got Jaden Daniels, elbow, unknown how long. It's a re-injury of the elbow injury he suffered earlier.
Yeah, for the Commanders, that one, I would have rather him just sit out the rest of the season. And I mean, and it's like Burrow. It's like, well, you guys probably aren't going to make playoffs,
right.
So what's even the point? Just getting healthy.
Why take a chance?
Yeah, but again,
doing greater injury to your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, Burrow, I get because he's on he's on that newer deal, so he's making a lot of money to play football.
And he even said as much. Yeah. They asked him, why are you coming back? He goes, they pay me a ton of money to come out here and play
football. So
I need to do it.
And that's what Daniels, he's still rookie deal, but
this is only his second year.
Yeah,
so he'll be there for 3 more years. Yeah. But why chance it like they
and
did?
Mariota's been playing well.
Right.
I mean, he didn't play well in this game. because it was a tough matchup. But I mean, the other weeks that Daniels had been out, Mariota was actually playing really well.
Right.
So yeah, it was just one of those where it's like, why, why risk it? But I'm sure it was Jaden pushing to come back and play. So.
Yeah, I mean, who? Show me, other than George Pickens, show me a guy who doesn't want to be on the field every single play. As long as they're physically capable.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, guys get gassed, and defensive linemen and off, whatever, and
Anthony Richardson.
I was going to say Anthony Richardson because he was tired. I mean, the quarterback can check out just like everyone else. He has to run around so much, but those guys have always been some of the best players on their teams, if not the best player, every single time they've played.
Yep.
So they get out there, and these are type A sports figures that they want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a type A and a type B, C body skill-wise. But I always want to be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Yeah.
You want to play through injury and
as
everything.
an organization, you're looking at next year and the year, the years after.
Yes.
And it's,
yes. Well, and
I can picture when he, when his arm got all twisted up, I can see that, and you're like, all right, if this guy's the future, I know it's his non-throwing arm, but still, it's just, it's one of those where I don't think it was really necessary for him to be out there. So
right. Moving on, we've got Zach Ertz, knee. I don't know if it was deemed ACL.
Yeah, it was.
It was, okay.
Yeah, that was if you haven't seen that one too.
No, I don't want to.
Well, I'll describe it for you.
No.
He jumped up in the air, and the guy came in, and I mean, it was shouldered and right on the kneecap, and the leg went like that. While he was in the air, a lot of people are calling for a fine. I don't remember who it was.
Did he jump?
Ertz was in the air to catch the ball.
Okay.
And then the guy
hit him low.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was like a straight up spear to the knee. It didn't look like he had left the ground, but just I mean, it when you watch it live, the bang bang, it does look a little like, all right, that seemed pretty intentional to get him,
Yeah.
But again, it's so fast. It's like all the targeting, and
but
when it's bang bang like that, and you see, and a lot of these quarterbacks now slide really late, trying to draw the flag, and it's like, well, you can't really do that, but I'm just saying, like I said, there's just a lot of chatter out there saying that it looked like it was dirty and intentional, and it looks like it destroyed his knee, and Ertz is an older player with
long in the tooth,
a lot of mileage, on his body, so it could be a career, so.
Yeah. And here's the thing that gets me is, and I don't know if they teach this because I never played organized football. Are you supposed to lead with your head when you're tackling? I mean, I see a guy who is being tackled and he's pretty much down, and someone will come in and they don't just hit him with the shoulder, they come in and hit him with the head.
No.
And I coached youth football, and you never led with your head.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep your,
right, face up.
Yeah, face up and hit with your shoulder. Never put your head down. It's not safe for the other person.
And it's not safe for you. But that's how
you
do
end
it.
up paralyzed.
Yeah, but you watch plays. Almost every tackle, someone is coming in addition to the play that's being made, and hits with their head.
Yeah, I think it's just whether something like that is intentional, but like you see the ones.
Yeah, they look like they're trying to injure the guy.
I think it's
as he's down.
Subconsciously, you're like, okay, I have a helmet, and if I, you just, I don't know. Like,
but what's stopping your neck from compressing and everything else? I don't understand. Supposedly we're trying to increase sportsmanship, gamesmanship. You're supposed to care about the other people, but you're leading with the head, trying to injure them to get them out of the game. Yeah. Please. That that in my mind, there's no place for that in football.
Yeah.
I get that back in the day they used leather helmets, and it's kind of like hockey where no one wore a helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Next up, we've got Geno Smith with a shoulder week to week.
I didn't really know anything about that.
I believe he came out.
Yeah.
And was replaced.
Good for, Vegas is
yet
again another throwaway season for Las Vegas, and
yeah,
you'll should get a good draft pick, and hopefully you can get one of these quarterbacks coming out. Whether you go, like I said, last night I was looking up kind of like a way too early mock draft.
Yeah,
and
I was looking at numerous.
Yeah, they
Mendoza.
was one ESPN. Well, they have Mendoza overall to the Jets or something like that.
Oh, I've seen Mendoza first.
Yeah, so I guess I don't even know who's got the first. I think right now
Vegas, don't they?
I thought the Giants had the first as of right now. It could change because they got Jackson Dart coming back this week. But, yeah. So either way, but yeah, Mendoza won overall. But I saw they had Ty Simpson going to Vegas. So
good.
But,
be interesting. So I don't know how long Geno's out. If whatever. Next up, Tyrod Taylor, groin injury week to week, probably longer.
Yeah.
I believe that. Their other quarterback, Fields. I believe he's still injured.
I think so. Yeah, I don't even know who they're.
So I think they've got Danny DeVito coming out. Oh no, the wrong team, wrong New York team.
I really
Actually,
don't know
he's
who
not.
they're
Is he even around, or is he just doing commercials for?
Just doing commercials, yeah.
For whoever it is that he's the replacement. He goes in and has his picture taken.
Oh, I guess
for the little kid.
I haven't seen the.
It's those commercials where they have backups.
So
they've got like a backup guy who backs up the vehicle with the trailer on, and so he's the backup kid because he looks like a little kid, and the mom is or the dad is taking pictures.
Yeah, gotcha.
So Tyrod, probably you don't want to use him in the playoffs. Moving on to our studs and duds. Our studs were Tony Pollard plus 24.4.
Yeah, he ripped a 60-something yard touchdown, and that was a kind of a surprising game, I think, for everybody. Tennessee putting up 20-plus points on Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's defense looked horrible in that game. Yeah. And I had picked them up in our Yahoo league. I mean, it didn't matter because I missed playoffs, but, expecting a huge game out of them, getting, some sacks. And
had you scored 30-some more points, they weren't scoring that many.
Well, there's a chance. I mean, there's a chance.
Come on.
If they could have pitched the shutout and gotten sacks
I think Seattle last week scoring 40.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was 41 point. I mean, a week ago, not this past weekend. Yeah. So, it's possible, but next we have Shadur Sanders, 22.6.
Could have had an even bigger game if, Stefanski wasn't a gigantic idiot trying to run some trick play to end up winning the game, because they came back, and it came down to the wire, and they tried to do some trick play with Quinshawn trying to pitch it back to a guy, and then he kind of muffed the pitch and re-caught the ball, and then had to scramble, run, and then he threw it back across the field, and it almost got picked, and that essentially ended the game. And Sanders had been doing well. Obviously, his stat line, it was over 300 yards and I think 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. It was like 360 or something.
Yeah, he had a lot of yards. Drake May hasn't thrown for over 300 yards yet in his career. Wow. And this is his second year.
Well, and I was surprised that Shadur dropped to the 5th or whatever it was. I thought that he would become the starter there. Yeah. And it didn't happen the first 13 weeks.
There's obviously a lot of talks about, the racial side of it, and I felt, there's a lot of people saying that, well, it's because he's a confident young black man, but you watch the
Jaden Daniels isn't.
No, I'm just saying it's just you watch the interviews and it's just he's got he very much kind of like the nepotism. I'm a primetime son.
Right.
All this and like and there's a lot of weird interviews. Like he had the one where like he was just like they would ask him a question and he would stand there, wouldn't actually say anything, but he's just like pretending to talk. It's just there's a lot of like character things,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, the kid's super talented, and and you saw the flashes while he was at Colorado. But I mean, they overall that was not a very good team at Colorado. I always thought that Travis Hunter made Shedeur look better than he actually was.
Travis Hunter makes anyone look good.
True, but I mean, obviously Shedeur can get it done, but it was just like I said. There's a lot of character things that it's like
and primetime put himself in a position where I don't think he was doing his son any good.
No, it was I mean, to me it reminded me of LeVar Ball. I mean, it really did. Prime's coming out, Deion's coming out and being like, oh, he's not going to play for this team.
Yeah.
Don't even bother drafting him.
Yep.
Don't do it. He's not going to play for you. And it's like, dude, Deion, I get, you were, the guy in college and in the draft and everything.
Right.
I mean, there's that story where a team tried to interview him and he asked them what pick they were, and they were like pick 9. He was like, I won't be there.
Yeah.
Or it was something like that. And it's like, just let your, this is your son now. Like, I get you've been through the draft process and everything, but now it's, back then it was if you had a loud mouth but you were the most talented guy in the field, the teams really didn't care that much as long as you're producing on the field.
Yeah.
Teams now, it's both.
Yeah,
you have to have the talent, and you have to be, if you're going to be especially the starting quarterback,
the face of
the franchise.
Right. Face of the team.
The attitude and the character's got to be in line with what they want as well. So
absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, you have to have guys that actually portray the values of the team and the community and everything else. Yeah. Next up, we've got Blake Corum plus 20.
Yeah.
Now, from what I understand, Kyron got injured during the game.
That was last week. I think it was just.
So they just brought. That's right.
Yeah.
They brought him back.
And Kyron, he played. I mean, he had a touchdown.
Yeah.
Corum scored the first touchdown. And
Yep.
then Kyron came in. It was a little later, but a lot of Corum's points came in garbage time. They were up big, and he just they took Kyron out because McVay into this week said that they want to keep Kyron as fresh and healthy as they can for
Makes
playoffs
sense.
because they're assuming they're going to make a deep run. It makes sense football-wise for fantasy. It stinks because I've got him, on the main Yahoo league. I've got him in both of our Yahoo leagues, but I've got him in the main Yahoo league where I'm in playoffs. So it's like, is he only going to get me 10 points?
Maybe call up McVay and say you need more points out of it.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
That always works. But I mean, Corum, we talked about it. He's, probably one of the most valuable handcuffs, backups in case if Kyron were to go down, or if they just sent all but shut Kyron down, save for maybe like 10 carries a game, just to, like McVay said, to keep him healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if they get up big, we know what they're going to do. Kyron's going to be out, and then it's going to be all Corum.
Yep.
So.
Next up, we've got Michael Wilson plus 18.49.
That dude is good when Marvin Harrison is out.
Yeah.
he's like elite when Marv is out.
Yeah. And it makes you, I mean, he's playing better than Marvin.
Yeah, I mean, he's...
Stat-wise, he's got more...
Wilson, I mean, he's been in Arizona for like 2-3 years now, and you've seen, like, there's been, like, a drive here and there where you see the flash, and then the next game it's just nothing, partly due because Kyler has been bad for the last, couple seasons.
Kyler's been Kyler.
Yeah, so, you get... I think this year, I mean, I think going into next year, Brissett will be the starter. I mean, I think Arizona's going to have a fairly high draft pick. If they still have a first, I would assume they do.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So interesting to see what they do there. I mean, their defense is good. I think they need to work on their line a little, their D line a little bit to get a pass rush, but their defensive backfield is very good. So it'll be interesting for next year as well. I think Brissett will be the starter, and whether they've got a rookie in there, they're trying to work and get him up to speed. But if Marv were to miss again this week, I mean it's the worst matchup because it's Houston.
Yeah.
I'm starting Brissett because even in bad matchups, the dude just gets it done. Last week against the Rams, Brissett still had like 20 fantasy points. He always starts out a little slow, but and Michael Wilson, he just gets all the targets. Him and McBride, it's just those two guys. So
Next up, we've got the aforementioned Jalen Wright plus 15.8.
Yep.
And we kind of talked about him.
Just came in and took over.
Which is, as the owner of Jalen Wright in our Dynasty League, I mean, there's another guy. He could be a starting running back.
Yeah, because I think there were some whispers about at the trade deadline if Miami, if they were going to just fold the season, and there were some talks they might move Achane.
Yeah, and maybe they still will because if you've got a capable replacement and you've got Ollie
Gordon.
Ollie Gordon. I mean, you don't need all of those guys.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Our duds, Tyrod Taylor, who's injured with a groin. He was minus 19.6. So who came in for him, or was that at the end of the game?
I honestly have no clue.
Next up, and we have no idea who the replacement is going to be. It could be Justin Fields. I don't know if he's back yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if they plan on him being back or
I have no
someone
clue.
else. Next up, Daniel Jones minus 17.6. He went out in the first half.
I believe so, and even up until then, he was not. I mean, they were not playing very well.
Right.
Over the last couple of weeks, they had been kind of frustrating because obviously you had JT, who's been having down weeks compared to what he was doing for you previous, in the first 3 quarters of the season.
Right.
They kind of went away from using Tyler Warren. In the beginning of the season, they had Tyler Warren. He was kind of like a gadgety kind of guy at tight end. He did have a red zone carry, Tyler Warren did, from like the one. I thought he got in, but they marked him short. Whatever. It did look like he got in, but up until, they kind of went away, it felt like, from stuff that was working in the beginning of the season that made Daniel Jones, again, for a while, was probably in that lump of a couple quarterbacks that were in talks for MVP.
Right.
So, I mean, it sucks that he got,
Well, and it also,
I think
unfortunately,
this is his second Achilles. I don't know if it's the same Achilles or not, but he has had a torn Achilles before.
Okay.
So,
and I've, obviously, and we talked about it, he was in line for probably 40, 45, 50 million a year.
I think Indy,
well,
not that much, but I think they will bring him back and get him a multi-year deal.
Well, rumor has
And
it
I
that
think
they'll
he'll
tag
want
him.
And
he'll get 46 million.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean,
see what happens with the Achilles.
Right.
And then after that, but I think Daniel Jones would want to come back to Indy.
Oh, yeah.
With the talent that's there, the coach.
Good receivers, great running back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be there? And, they believed enough in him. I mean, he signed for like 10 or 15 million.
Yep.
I get that. But he won the job over the rookie from the previous year. Mm-hmm. And, they wasted a high draft pick on Richardson.
Yeah.
And Richardson, I mean, they said Richardson will not play this year.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try and move Richardson.
They could, yeah.
Keep Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Jalen Hurts minus 16.79.
God, he just sucks
I don't think he sucks. He's just
I think he sucks.
the team.
To me, he was always like he had the rushing upside. Of course, last year you had the tush push, or the year before too. The last 3 seasons, you had the tush push.
Yeah.
So he's getting these cheap long yard
yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah. Even last year he did scramble more. The year before that, I drafted him. I think I can't remember what year. Like he had the breakout season, whether that was 21, 22, or whenever, or 20 maybe even. Had the huge breakout year. And then he was running and throwing, and he was super accurate. They were connecting on deep balls. He was very good. And it's just slowly declined. And now this year, anything outside of like 7 yards down the field, he is so inaccurate.
Yeah.
It all started back in for me, it was like week 5 or 6 or whatever it was. He missed Devonta Smith on what would have been like a 98-yard touchdown. Okay. And the throw that he had to complete was only maybe a 15-yard pass. Devonta had burned his guy off the line and was, kind of fading towards the sideline. And Jalen Hurts overthrew him by like 6 yards.
Yeah.
It was easiest pitch and catch ever. It would have been a gigantic touchdown. That's when it started for me. And now, of course, anytime he does bad, I'm like, oh, see?
Yeah.
See? I told you. But, there's just something wrong with Philadelphia right now, and I think it's a mixture of the head, Sirianni
I
is
don't like Sirianni.
kind of a douche, but
yeah.
I think overall he's a good coach, but I think it's their offensive coordinator, their offensive line. Obviously, you don't have Lane Johnson out there. If he's out there, their line immediately becomes better.
Their running back,
yeah, Saquon. But again, and Saquon against the Chargers to start the game looked like last year's Saquon. He was ripping 12-yard runs left and right.
But Saquon touched the ball too many times last year to be effective this year.
Yeah.
And, you can see that it has impacted
it got them
overall
the Super
play.
Bowl, so it's like,
right.
What are you going to,
Right. I would do the same. Do the same.
It's
but then your expectations have to be lower because of what you did.
Rodgers prime Packers, where it's like, okay, well, do you go all in this year to get a ring, or do we just stay one of the top 3 teams and never make it to the Super Bowl again?
I don't think it's ever make it to the Super Bowl again. But
you get what I'm saying. It's I don't blame them for doing what they did last season because it was working.
Yep. Look at baseball. Look at the Brewers. The Brewers trade away their top players. Their walk year. There's a chance that Freddie Peralta gets traded. Freddie Peralta was their best pitcher last year, record-wise. I don't, he almost never made it past 5 and a third or 2/3 innings.
Was he the guy that he would just throw a stupid number of pitches before he would actually?
Yeah. Full counts
it'd be like the third inning, and he's
at 70 pitches. 70 pitches. That was Freddie Peralta. They will probably trade him. They traded Burns. They traded Devin Williams. They traded Hader, all before or during their walk year, because they can't afford them. But they stay competitive. They were picked to be like 3rd or 4th in the Central last year. And they won. They had the most wins in all of baseball. Granted, a team with 115 million payroll can't compete with 350 million payroll. But you know what I'm saying? It's similar.
Yep.
You are always there. Yep. You're always competitive. I'd rather see a competitive team than one that goes all in and mortgages the future.
Yeah.
We've seen the Packers mortgage the future because they gave some contracts where all of a sudden, 3 years later, they had to get rid of guys that you would have liked to have seen kept to make payroll.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Championships are nice, but only one of 32 teams wins the championship every year. So that means every 32 years, you should plan on winning a Super Bowl.
That's true, yeah.
The Packers have won 4 since I was 3. So in under 60 years, 58 years, we have won 4 Super Bowls. I think that's great.
Yeah, I just well, just back to the Eagles. I just we've been really getting away from stuff here today. But I agree. The Saquon being, not what it was last year because he had so many touches last year. Like I said, Jalen Hurts. It's just anytime he has to throw the ball down the field, he just looks either confused or afraid, even to
doesn't want to have the turnover.
Put some zip on it. I mean, to end the game, against the Chargers was a horrible interception. I mean, it got kind of tipped up, but the DB was like, it was like right there. He just had to kind of jump to the side and it tipped up, and then the guy who was actually covering. And to win the game, you're trying to throw the ball to Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Not A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Not Devonta Smith. And not Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Or Saquon.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson. That's who, it's just horrible. It's just bad decision making. There's, their offensive line is bad. Their defense has been, their defensive line has been horrible the last, they got absolutely embarrassed by Chicago, 2 weeks ago. And then again to start the game between Vidal and Hampton. Vidal had like a 60-yard catch and run, like a screen pass. Yep. And then Hampton finished it off with a touchdown. There's just something wrong with them. If I had Jalen Hurts going into fantasy playoffs, I would try and find somebody else. I honestly don't think I would start him at all.
Good thing I traded him in our dynasty a couple years ago. Next up, Jaden Daniels, minus 15.69. Obviously, the injury played into it. Andy, did we say when that happened?
I don't remember. Yeah.
And our last dud, interestingly enough, all 5 quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, minus 12.25. He looked horrible.
He looked bad, but I attribute a lot of that to Houston's defense.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about last night, I said if they can figure it out why Stroud, at times struggles really bad, if they can get him back to rookie year CJ Stroud, I think the Texans might be my pick because they're in the AFC, correct?
Yeah.
I think the Texans might be my pick in the AFC.
So
if they could get back to that offense that Stroud, rookie year Stroud, paired with that defense, that's a scary, scary team.
Do you think that any of it has to do with the injuries and him feeling like he's responsible, i.e. Tank Dell?
The Tank Dell one, that was more of one of those hip drop kind of tackles. At least the first
one last year that put him out?
Yeah. Well, he had the one.
I thought he had the one. Too, the one where he got.
It was a hip drop
in the right end zone.
Yeah, and he just right on the ankle, and you just saw it go boop.
Gotcha.
But then this last one that essentially he might be done.
Yeah,
was that bad?
But you look at him and you say, is it I am making throws and people are getting hurt?
It could be a little of that. Last season, that offensive line was literally one of the worst. They might have been the worst offensive line in football last year. And they went out and they traded away. I think they trade away Laramie Tunsil, which was a kind of like a what are you doing kind of thing. But he was also getting very expensive, and he's getting older.
Yep. They made a few trades that were head scratchers. Yeah. I don't want to say. Again, you make those plays or those trades so that you can remain competitive and be at that spot.
Yeah. The line is still not very good. It hurts when Joe Mixon is, you had he might miss preseason. He's going to miss preseason, should be good to go week 1. And then we're sitting there in week 6, and they're like, oh, no, he's still not ready. Yeah. And then in week 8, they're like, oh, no, and then what was it, week 10 or something? They were like, yeah, he's just not going to play. And even Joe
and
Mixon,
he said, I want to play.
Was like, who said that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you
Well,
know,
and it's funny because I drafted him in my
he
30-plus year league. I drafted Ayuk
yeah,
because
that one is
both
just-
of them were in the position to be back 6, 8.
Yeah.
And
Second half.
they could have been huge. I mean, I dropped Woody Marks
Yeah.
and kept those two on my roster, knowing that they weren't going to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I don't have Woody Marks.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Mahomes, the Chiefs looking like they're not going to make playoffs. I mean there's a lot of teams that are, over the last 5 years have been locks for playoffs. They're not going to make it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not upset that they're not going to make the playoffs if they don't make the playoffs.
I think they've been skating. I mean, wasn't it last year they were like there's always one team like the Bears where they're winning the one score games or the really close games.
Right.
They always
Minnesota did it like 2-3 years ago.
They always
11
and then
and
it was
1.
the next year they lost. It flips. So I think
And
it's,
that happened
it's
to KC
flipping for
finally.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Also Rashee Rice. All of his stuff, him coming in later in the season, or partway through, they don't have a running back, Kareem Hunt still, Pacheco obviously, they just don't give him enough chances to see if he's still got it or not.
But he's been injured.
True, but this is the second year now removed, it was last season he got injured. And then all the off season going into this season, so he's full healthy. And then he did get the hip or something like that.
He got dinged up, and
it just again one of those where it's like you got that quarterback. They have a good defense.
But how many have they won?
3
or 4
Super
Super
I'm saying.
Bowls?
I get it, but you add in 2 more pieces. You go out and find like that was the team that Breece Hall was like tied to the most was Kansas City.
Yep.
And then he was kind of tied to the Chargers because they didn't know if Hampton was going to be back this year. But if Breece Hall had gone to the Chiefs, that middle first round pick that I spent, I would have given up
another first.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Easy,
I agree.
So,
Although they don't utilize their running backs that well.
Anybody. That's the thing. You look at Jerick McKinnon. Was it 2 years ago for their Super Bowl? He was kind of the reason they won.
Yeah.
So if they have somebody who's capable, not a 30-year-old, 31-year-old Kareem Hunt and 7th rounder Isaiah Pacheco, and then another like 7th rounder, their other guy, and they just. And I still, I've ranted enough about it, but Andy Reid getting too cute with a lot of play calls.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to do all this stuff. So.
Yeah, play the game. It's like I've been saying all year about the Packers. What do we lack? We lack that quick slant. So they throw the quick slant, and it goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, well, I think like this last week, having Jaden Reed back definitely helps.
Oh, it did.
Immediately he was involved. And I think
3 of the first 4 touches or something were his.
He'll be our quick slant guy.
But he wasn't the quick slant guy.
It was Watson.
But Watson ran away from the defense.
Guys. Yeah, they'll interchange those guys, but I think primarily that'll be Reed's.
Yeah.
Spot. But yes.
I see that. I saw that, and I was like, and they said, oh, yeah, you get up in man and you run that quick slant. And I'm like, where has that been? That used to be a staple of our offense. Yep. But I digress. And then next up, we've got the waiver wire. Adonai Mitchell, still there.
Yeah, it depends. Like I said, I have no clue who their quarterback's going to be. Right. So, I might maybe move him towards the end of the list here.
Yeah.
Again, he commanded a lot of targets 2 weeks ago.
And last week, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, again, no Wilson and, Garrett Wilson, he's done for the season. Right. Has been done for many weeks now. But
so it's him and Mechie.
Mechie and Mason Taylor,
And Breece Hall. They've got some quality skill players. Mm-hmm. They just...
There's so many other things wrong.
Right. Yeah. Beyond that, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a great schedule. I mean, there's tougher matchups for him, but
Right.
I mean, if he does it again this week, again, I can't remember who they play, but it's not a great matchup. If he comes out and has a decent game, then yeah, I mean, if you've, like I said, if you got Jalen Hurts,
Right.
and because if the Eagles' end of season schedule here for fantasy playoffs is not very good either.
Right.
Depending on the matchup, I might almost start Shedeur over Jalen Hurts.
Agreed. I mean, it seems like it when Hurts is out there, it just doesn't seem like he's fully invested.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of like Pickens.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. It looks so nonchalant, and and Shedeur is playing for a starting position.
Yeah.
So you get, there's that opposite drive. Well, we're the Super Bowl champions. I just have to stand here and look good.
Yep.
Versus I'm playing for money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
next up, Jalen Wright. I don't foresee him. I mean, it's kind of funny because in our 30-plus year league, Jalen Wright went like 2 or 3 in the waivers last night.
Yeah.
And he probably won't see the field much.
No,
unless
Achan is limited or
Right.
for whatever reason misses, then yes, yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's like the next guy, Blake Corum. We've talked about a lot. Just handcuff going into playoffs
Right.
because if the starter goes down, they're seemingly it looks like Jalen Wright is the guy who will get the majority of the work.
Oh yeah,
Same with
yeah.
Corum. It'll be Corum and maybe 5 touches will go to whoever their Jarquez Hunter or whatever the guy's name is, for LA. So
Right.
it just makes sense, if you've got the space on your bench to add that handoff.
Right.
So
Next, Ryan Flournoy.
if CD misses, I mean, he had
Right.
a
I think he's a
monster game.
1 week.
Yeah.
Well, and again, CD missed time before, and it was the George Pickens show because George Pickens wanted to play hard.
Yeah.
He didn't want to play hard this past week. So Flournoy was
They had to
the guy.
I swear. Yeah.
So I don't know that Flournoy is necessarily that great of an addition.
Yeah.
He might be for a week.
Yeah. I think
But even if he is,
yeah.
even if CD is out, if Pickens plays like Pickens has played when CD is out before, it's going to be the Pickens show again.
Yeah, I mean, Flournoy, for me, if you do any DraftKings or the daily fantasy stuff, he seems like he'll probably be one of the more popular, cheaper options,
Right.
To look for that huge blow-up game potential. So,
Right.
Yep.
And the last one I put on here again was Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, if he's out there, I mean, after what happened, was that 2 weeks
2
ago?
weeks
Because
ago.
they were on bye this
Yep.
last week. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they come out of the bye. That's basically what they've been doing all season is who's got the hot hand.
Right.
It was Chuba to start, then Rico was looking good, then Chuba missed a game or two, or the 2 or 3 games.
Yep.
And that's when Rico Dowdle went nuclear for the 2 weeks. And then he was the hot hand, and then they gave it back to Chuba, and he was great 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if he's available, I mean, he's a good ad. I mean, it's, technically a starting running back, so.
Yep. Picks of the week. So CBS has the QBs as Brock Purdy, Jackson Dart, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Jaden Daniels, who I don't know why Jaden Daniels is on there, but they must have thought he might play.
Yep.
I'm going Matt Stafford.
Revenge game.
Huh?
Revenge game.
Yeah.
Well, for both quarterbacks.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Goff, too.
Against Detroit, and Detroit's defense against quarterbacks is 27th out of 32.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance that he's going to see a lot of passing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good game this past week too.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Stafford, we've had like one really bad week, and then the rest have all been either solid or very good. So,
yep.
and I think this game will be, It's going to be
High
high scoring.
Yep.
Lot of offensive points. Amon-Ra. He'll be, hopefully fully healthy, but even then he still put up. But it doesn't matter for that dude.
Yeah.
So Nick, our friend in the Dynasty League that I'm in, he made a point, and I totally agreed with it. He was like, if I had to pick, like if I was starting my own team, and say I already had my quarterback, running back, tight end picked out, he goes, if there was a wide receiver in the league right now that I had to start a franchise with, he goes, it would be Amon-Ra. Because the dude's he's a dog. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's hurt, he plays through it, and he still plays well.
And I'd say Amon-Ra or Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, but he's just saying, just from I'm hurt, but I'm still going to come out and be...
And he looked good.
Not just be a decoy.
Right, he looked good.
Yeah.
He ran away from people.
So
impressive.
Yeah. So I'm going Joe Burrow against Baltimore. This is the second meeting in the last 3 weeks now.
Yep. And he had a big game the last time.
Big game the last time, and again the Ravens. Something going on there too. They can't quite figure it out. So it puts a lot of stress on the defense. And I think if T. Higgins, like I said, I could have swore he came back in that game, but if for some reason he does miss, my stack is the wide receiver. I'm going Jamar Chase too. Yeah. So if Higgins misses, Jamar Chase should have a monster game. I hope, because I could use it for the playoffs. But Burrow's looked good since he's come back, and T. Higgins had a big game last week, before the concussion. So even in the snow. So
maybe he likes playing in the snow. Yeah. I do. Moving on to running backs, they have Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, and Devon Achane. I'm going Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you're right. He hasn't been playing well lately. This is their quarterback isn't going to be great, so they're going to have to rely on their running back. Yep. It's at Seattle. Fifth. I mean, it's a bad matchup for him. But I still think that
necessity.
Right. Yeah. The way the game is going to play out, they need Jonathan Taylor more than anything else.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if they want to keep any playoff hopes alive, this is, they need to keep winning. They need to win, but they need to keep winning. And the only way you're going to do that from here on is if Taylor gets back to the before the
3 touchdown weeks that he was having every other week.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Travis Etienne against the Jets.
Like it.
I believe it was the Jets who gave up the monster game to Jalen Wright last week. And then obviously Achane had a very good game before he got injured as well. So, and Etienne's been last week had the 2 touchdowns. My only fear is, for whatever reason, Liam Cohen's going to do the thing where this coming week it'll be Tootin out there to start the game. I don't see it. Yeah. 2 touches last week. Oh, he only had 2 touches last week? 2 touches. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Well, no, I shouldn't say that. No.
2 carries?
I think it showed that he had 2 carries for 5 yards, but he also had a lost fumble. Oh, it was on the second carry. Okay. He also had a concussion. Oh. Well, no, excuse me. He was evaluated for a concussion and came back, then had the 2 carries, fumbled the ball, had minus 1.5 points.
Nice. Okay.
So I don't think they're going to go that way.
Yeah. Perfect. But so I think Etienne is in for a smash spot here.
Yeah, because I played Tootin.
Yeah.
And luckily 39 points out of my kicker Aubrey and 30 points out of Jahmyr Gibbs made the difference.
Yeah. So good matchup, and again, who knows who the Jets starting quarterback's going to be? I just cannot think of who it is. So the defense is probably going to be out on the field a lot for the Jets, which makes for a tired.
Well, and you're not going to be throwing the ball. You're going to run the ball.
I mean, in Jacksonville,
and handle the clock.
They're starting to heat up too at the right time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking good. Trevor Lawrence has actually looked very good in the last couple of weeks. So, I see this. I'm hoping for a monster game out of Etienne.
Yep. Moving on to our wide receivers. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nakua, Nico Collins, Drake London, and George Pickens. I'm going, I said I'd start Jackson Smith and Jigba, but
Yep.
I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown against the Rams. It's a, they're 18th against the receivers scoring, so it's a middle of the road game, but it's Amon-Ra.
They gave up a huge game to Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Amon-Ra is...
Yeah.
I'm personally hoping that because I've got Jahmyr Gibbs in my important league, I hope he has a huge game too.
Yeah.
But Amon-Ra is a wide receiver.
I think that's what it'll take for Detroit is Gibbs,
the combination,
and Amon-Ra and Jameson.
Keep Montgomery out of it.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be.
I hope he gets a hangnail before
it'll be Amon-Ra and Gibbs that if they're going to win this game, they need monster games out of those two guys.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I'm stacking Jamar Chase.
I like it.
Just if Higgins were to miss, a get right game for Chase because he was basically just a decoy last week.
Yeah.
The ball went to pretty much everybody else except. I think he still had like 7 or 8 targets. But
did he have the 2 touchdowns last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
before he got injured,
touchdowns, and then I think did Yoshivas catch one? Or Gesicki, I think he might have had one.
Gesicki had one.
So I just hopefully, like I said, again, just hoping a lot because I've got Jamar Chase in the main Yahoo league, but a get right game, just pepper him with targets.
Yep.
Let him show that he's still that top receiver. So.
Yep. Our tight ends. CBS says George Kittle, Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, Mark Andrews, and Theo Johnson. I'm going Harold Fannin Jr. at Chicago.
Just had a huge game. So.
Yeah. Chicago is 19th against tight ends, so it's a little bit better than average matchup.
And Njoku did get banged up in that he caught a touchdown, but on that he got looked like he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So if he were to miss and Fannin's out there, him and Sanders seemed like they had a really good rapport.
Right.
In Chicago, he watched it against last week for us. We had Musgrave sneaking out. I think that big catch should have been a catch.
I agree with you.
The league needs to. There was a lot of those this week where it was like, what is a football move first, and what the F is a catch? Because I don't think it's so situational, and I understand that.
And it hit the ground, but in my mind, he had control of it.
Yeah, and
it didn't.
If you have possession, as a receiver's coming down, if you have possession and a part of the football touches the ground, but you have the possession,
well, they said
and you
he
maintain it. I just prime example, the Isaiah Likely. He should have had 2 touchdowns this week. He had the first one, but then the second one, which would have, I think it was either game time or potentially winning, where he caught it and he had it extended in front of him. He caught it. It was close.
2 steps.
He extended the football because the DB was coming up behind him.
That's a football move.
Yes, but they deemed it not because he didn't fully get the third foot down.
Let's just
say the DB had. I can't remember.
The DB hit the arm.
Yeah, and the ball came out.
Yeah, that was a catch.
But then it also goes, okay, toe tap touchdowns in the end zone.
Right.
You literally, tap your toes and then you're out of bounds. And as you go out, you hit the ground, whatever, or then the DB comes in and hits the ball out.
Right. They said
that's a touchdown all day long. They said
that you had contact and control while you were in the end zone. He took 2 steps.
Yeah, and extended the football. To get it away from the DB. That should have been a touchdown.
I agree. They got screwed on 3 or so different plays.
They need to this whole catch, non-catch, surviving the ground. Again, if it's on the sideline, you toe tap, even on the side, not even in the end zone, because I think if you have possession and you toe tap, or even the 2 steps that he took, clearly had possession of the football.
Yeah.
Immediate touchdown.
It's right. It's done right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens after that. I
Even on
agree
the
with
sidelines, it just, they truly need to just be like black and white. This is what it is. But then again, things aren't black and white in the game of football.
No.
I don't know.
There's a lot of red.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah. So,
broken bones.
anyways, yes, I like Fannin. Again, if Ninjoku misses,
Could be huge,
could
yeah.
end up, you get a pissed off Cleveland defense. Myles Garrett chasing around Caleb Williams. I think he's really looking. He's at 20 sacks now, so he's 2.5 off the record. Right, it's 22.5, isn't it?
Oh yeah, something like that.
So I mean,
well, and
he's got a couple weeks left here where he could.
Yeah,
he could get that.
And I don't. You look at quarterbacks, and I mean, I think Caleb Williams has made tremendous strides toward becoming. But I think they're this, at least in a lot. I mean, they're winning a lot of the one score games. I think he's getting lucky on some of the things.
Yeah.
They're good passes. I mean, some great plays, but there's a luck factor.
Oh yeah.
Getting away from this guy just barely. So it'll be interesting to see if Cleveland applies the right pressure and actually gets him down.
There was, I think it was in the post-game interview, one of the reporters asked Micah Parsons, they go, "What's it like chasing Caleb Williams all over the field?" His response, he goes, honestly, straight up, he goes, "It's mad annoying." It's just annoying. So.
Well, and it's funny because, I mean, I was watching, and there was a play late in the game where, I mean, Micah was held.
Yeah, and it's basically
Never called.
Yeah. I was just talking yesterday with my coworker who's a Bears fan, because I was off Monday, so I wasn't able to gloat all day Monday about it. But
So you
I
did
came
yesterday.
over. Yeah, well, I'm like, it was a good game.
It was.
I mean, it came down to the wire. Just wrong decision from Caleb Williams there. I mean, I guess, so we were listening to it in the truck because we had to run to Walgreens to pick up a picture for Sutton's daycare. They were doing a project.
Okay.
So we were listening to it on the radio. I don't remember how much time was left in the game at that point.
40 seconds or so.
Okay.
Or maybe a little over a minute.
Yeah, and do you remember what down it was?
It was fourth down.
It was fourth. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
So
that.
so
Yeah, never mind
so
that.
what had happened was on 3rd and 1,
Yep.
3rd and 1.5, Enigbare made an unbelievable play and just killed the running back. And so on 4th down, they
I was
were
going to say,
thinking we
because
have
if
to
it was, I
throw it away.
forgot that it was fourth. Yeah, that would have been, obviously, situationally, if it had been 3rd, you throw that away, you drop a play for 4th,
Yep.
But anyways, yeah. So I just, I mean, it was a good game, but I was talking with my coworker. I'm like, seriously, if I'm Green Bay, I mean, you send an email to the league and be like, with clips, do you compile a highlight reel,
low light reel.
and just be like, we're not asking for it on every single play, but
But
we
when
gotta
it
get
matters,
something.
right?
We gotta
And
get
when it
something
matters, and
here.
he is held for 3 seconds,
I mean, he beats the guy, whether it's a swim move,
and there's
grip,
this,
and the arm is on the opposite shoulder pad, up around his neck.
yeah.
And I mean, I saw the replay of the one, and the back judge, the camera's over his shoulder, so you see his head. He's staring at Micah Parsons, actively getting held like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
you got to
it's-
get something. Again, like I said, you don't go there and be like, it's got to be every play. I get it. People get away with stuff.
Right.
But
There's offensive holding, there's
that
defensive
absolute lack
interference
of
and holding.
obvious,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's across all games. It's not just
Right,
obviously
right.
we're Packers fans, so we want it to go our way. But
And I'm
It's-
sure there
it's
were
been
some the other
horrible.
way. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it.
yeah,
But you got to be better. You gotta, there are rules. You don't just go, nah, I'm not going to call it here. Too big of a play.
yeah,
It's a big play for the defense too. It's both
Yeah.
ways,
yep.
and you got to look at it from that perspective. So,
All right. Well, after our fifth rant today, It's nice when I don't have to work and the girls
Yeah.
are at daycare and not trying to cram it in at the end of the day. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna go kind of like with your start with Jonathan Taylor. I'm going Tyler Warren. Again, I mean, a little bit could end up being potentially a little Taysom Hill going on here. He is their emergency quarterback.
Yep.
Riley Leonard does. I just looked at his. I saw on Yahoo looked at his profile. I think they said it was a PCL strain. So I think at this point it's throw a brace on and it's just going to be pain management.
Okay.
But at this point, because it's Richardson, who's not, he can't play, and then
Phillip Rivers?
Brett Rippon,
Yeah.
is their technically their third or fourth string quarterback.
Brett Rippon's been around forever.
Yeah, so if he's got a start,
You sure it's not Mark Rippon?
isn't that his dad?
Grandpa Rippon?
Yeah, so I think Warren's going to be super necessary as well. Like I said, he had the goal line carry, so they were trying to get back a little more, get him in that gadgety, get him in the mismatches, because the dude's he's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah.
He's fast, good hands, but he's also strong. So if he's on a DB, he can bully him. If he's got a linebacker on him, he can burn him. I mean, he's and he's a great blocking tight end. They use him a lot in the run game too. So if he's doing well in that regard. If I was the OC, I'd give him, you got to reward him a little bit.
Well,
drop
and
a play for him or something.
And usually a quarterback who hasn't been playing a lot that comes in
yeah,
doesn't look down the field
Yeah, it's
as much as...
it's a lot of tight end, and it mainly actually really statistically it goes to the running back.
Yeah.
But like if you have a wide receiver who had a lot of targets and they move, they get traded or go to a different team, and they don't really replace him, a lot of those targets end up going to the running backs.
Yeah.
Then it's the tight end.
Right.
So
Right.
I just think he's going to
It's something within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
safety blanket.
Right.
So I think PPR, Warren should be fine. So he's going to be my start.
All right. Well, good luck on your playoff games if you're in the playoffs, or if you're in the what do you guys call it?
I think we just the losers bracket.
Losers bracket.
Yep.
We call ours I can't remember we have a name for it, but I don't remember what it is. But otherwise, I'm Ozzy.
And I'm Austin.
Have a great week.
See you.